They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And some room to roam now. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. Well, there you go. This offense off to a strong start this afternoon.
Yeah, with a big run and a first down. That's putting what you practice into play. That's excellent execution to get things started.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10. They're going to look to throw. And that is incomplete. The Browns are 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1, and they were able to get that road victory in the opener, and now they look to get to 2-0 in front of the home crowd.
And look, any road win in the NFL, that's huge. But when you do it Week 1, that gets you pointed in the right direction and sends notice to the rest of the league that you mean business.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Now back to throw. Flush to his right. Looking sideline, incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Looking to throw. And that is incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
On fourth down, Joseph Charlton on to punt.
And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the pack up 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground, and he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Well, this defense for the Browns, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball, or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. In motion comes the tight end left. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he's able to get out to the 32.
He's tackled at the 32-yard line. A gain of 9 yards. And the Packer 1st down.
And with the play clock reading 4, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. To throw is Rodgers. Eluding the pressure. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go.
Hey, take 26.
Now Rodgers. He's going to air one out. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted.
Picked up by Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. And the Browns are going to take possession of the football. So first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. This is caught. Touchdown. Amari Cooper. His 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And the Browns take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown.
Heck of a start to his season. He had 2 touchdowns in the opener last week, another one here in week 2.
Well, I don't want to call him a touchdown machine this early, but sometimes you get locked in, and you feel good about things. You get into that zone, and those touchdowns come in bunches. He may be off to that kind of a start.
It's like he was shot out of a cannon. I would imagine success this early, great momentum going forward for the rest of the year.
He keeps this up, they'll soon be chanting MVP anytime he touches the ball.
York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. No return here for Patterson, so they'll begin things at the 25-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And he'll just plow right into a host of tacklers. Nothing there at all, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
And I think that's going to go down as no gain, but that doesn't seem fair for the effort that was presented on that play. That should go down as a loss. I know, I'm a defensive guy, but you got to like the play that was made.
He made a lot of those plays last week. He was AFC Defensive Player of the Week, picking up where he left off. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
It looks like a nickel set now for the Browns on 3rd down. Rodgers tapping this forward on the jet sweep. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. A nice 1st down pickup on a gain of 6.
And this is just a little touch pass. They send the receiver in motion, just kind of tap it forward to him. Now, it doesn't turn into a huge play, but they do pick up a 1st down, a nice, consistent gain.
2 1st downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Moving backwards on 1st down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on 2nd down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you've got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yardage lost, but gain a few extra.
So the 1st down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12.
Hey, check 26.
Now it's Rodgers. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down.
26.
Throwing now is Rodgers. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the 1st quarter. Already sacked him once. Got to get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that tuck rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. Here comes the pressure, and the Browns block it. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. A great play there. His first touchdown of the new season. And the
Browns are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by York is up and good.
And that'll make the score 14-0.
York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down.
What do you think, Brandon? I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL. The Packers with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 2nd and 14 upcoming. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And on third down, the Browns going to go with a nickel set. Rodgers now to throw.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked off by Ronald Darby.
And the Browns are going to take possession of the football.
He had his eyes on the end zone. He got close. At least he set the offense up nicely, but he's probably mad he didn't take that one to pay dirt.
I agree with you, and you know he's going to get teased because he didn't get it all the way into the end zone. But if they don't score now, if they don't get a touchdown, he won't just get teased.
And he takes this one in for a Browns score. Nick Chubb with career touchdown number 96. He joins Eric Dickerson on the all-time list.
And the Browns take a 3-touchdown lead. Extra point by York is up and good.
And it's now 21-0.
York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. And Patterson not going to return this. It'll come out to the 25.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
7 yards there and a first down.
Exactly what they needed right there because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Rodgers now on first down. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory.
Give him 15 there, and the Packers have a first.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
On play action, Rodgers. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. Throwing is Rodgers. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. The Packers on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is third down and 12. Play action. Now it's Rodgers.
He'll complete this one to Watson.
And he can only get this to the 42-yard line. And that is not near enough. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. They'll go for it. It's Rodgers.
He finds Watson complete. And he is going to have a Packers first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive.
They'll get 23 yards there. And it'll give the Packers a first down. Into the red zone. It's Rodgers. And Rodgers intercepted a third time. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And the Browns are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line.
And when a team advances as far as they did, got over the 50-yard line, don't you think that drive deserved a better ending? I think he needs to get with his coaches on the sidelines, make some immediate adjustments, and that's what you do. You don't wait. You do it from series to series, because drives like that, that end with a turnover, that's multiple times they picked him off already in this opening half.
He's going to sling this deep downfield. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
He's going to try and go deep again. This is caught inside the 15. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland.
Well, Charles, kind of the future of this franchise on display right there. You had a rookie throwing it, a rookie catching it, and taking it into the end zone.
Could you imagine if we were in the owner's box right now and we could look at the front office and see the grins on their faces, to see the present making plays and knowing what the future will bring with these youngsters going out and making big-time moments happen for this team.
York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. No return here for Patterson, so they'll begin things at the 25-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And Charles, you're down multiple scores, less than a minute left here, but with that deficit, they've got to try to at least work their way into field goal range to try to muster something out of this drive.
And I'm going to go ahead and date myself one more time because I'm going to quote an old Smokey and the Bandit lyric. They've got a long way to go and a short time to get there, but they still have time to get it done. So I'm looking forward to watching them mount this drive and see if they can get some points out of it.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Rodgers, he's going to loft one deep over the middle. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
They've had multiple opportunities on offense and still haven't scored any points. Felt like they wanted to loosen things up, throw it downfield, and see if maybe they could get a big play and a quick strike.
He's going to let it go again. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm, trying to get their game plan up and running. That 0 on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
Rodgers going to go on 4th down. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. Defensively, a bit of a collapse, allowing the 4th down play to result in 23 yards.
And that's a big pickup of a 1st down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on 4th down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here. On 1st down, Rodgers.
He's got his tight end. It's Tommy Tremble.
Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this 1st half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And again, it's Rodgers. He's going to look deep down the field.
And this is incomplete. Oh, he had 6 points right in his hands, but could not hang on.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Shotgun now for Rodgers. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. A good-looking drive for the Packers so far. It's a 1st down.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
They fake the give. Now Rodgers. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the 1st half.
So if we recount real quick, he had the touchdown earlier, and now he comes up with the sack here. No doubt about it, he's having himself a game.
Cat 300. Cat 300. Go to 50. Hey, you block over here.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Rodgers. He sets to fire deep. And this is taken in at the 5. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. So we have reached halftime here in Cleveland with the Browns on top as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. The Packers set to get the football first, and they are trailing on the scoreboard as we resume action, ready for the 3rd quarter. And no run back here as the 3rd quarter will commence with a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the 2nd half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one. There's a nice pickup right there. And after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
He's going to wind up and air it out. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
Well, partner, they certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
Complete. It's Johnson. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 36. Give him 15 there, and the Packers have a first.
Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now.
Here's Rodgers to throw.
Again, it's Johnson.
And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. 33 yards that time. Look, you're not going to be able to get this all back at once, but that certainly helps.
So you're saying 3 yards in a cloud of dust, not the strategy?
I go aerial attack.
Yeah, I think that's what has to happen. And if you're going to run it, you need to break off big chunks. We just saw a big play right there. They need plenty of those.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the 1-yard line.
On 2nd and goal, Rodgers.
On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
They'll run here on 3rd and goal, and he is going to lose yardage here. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. They'll try and run for it. And he didn't get there. Knocked backwards to the 2-yard line. They stop him up short on 4th and goal from the 1. And this shutout is going to continue as the defense holds again. And the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Back to throw now in his own end zone.
This is Chenault on the receiving end.
And he'll be out of bounds up past the 10-yard line. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander.
Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there. Still in the 3rd quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
That's tremendous field position that they were given following the turnover, but they've still got work to do to get the field goal range, and the coverage we're seeing isn't going to make it easy.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
He'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down, because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. And As they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has... Now Rodgers got to have this one. That's caught inside the 20.
And he is going to have a Packers first down on what will be a big play there on 4th and long.
Here's Rodgers. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially...
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. A great effort there.
His 3rd rushing touchdown of the year. And the Packers are finally on the board here in the 4th quarter.
Rodgers will throw for it.
Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst, and if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
The Browns drive about to get started. Certainly no reason to panic. They've got the 3-score lead, but the turnover last time, the interception that led to a touchdown, you'd have to think they might not be dialing that up again.
Yeah, probably not. They're still in fantastic shape, though, so I would imagine before he trotted out here for this series, head coach probably just leaned over to him and was like, listen, we're wearing these color shirts. Throw it to those guys, not the others. Try to make a joke out of it and just let him go out there with a little bit more confidence.
Now a throw here to his running back. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Well, 4th quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Packer drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
The Packers on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is 3rd and 14. They'll bring a receiver in motion left.
Notice 50. Hey, you block over here. Hey, take 26. Come out.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
Rodgers to throw for it on 4th. incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Packers unable to pick up the first. And now, boy, the ball is going to go over on downs here inside the 10-yard line. They'll run with Chubb. And a little bit of space there takes it inside the 5 to the 3. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We got control of this thing. Get him behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
I thought he did a nice job there setting an edge and making sure nothing could get to the outside, but he decided that wasn't enough for him. Worked his way back inside and made the tackle on the ball carrier.